In 1971, in the basement of Stanford University, one of the most controversial psychology experiments in history took place. Psychologist Philip Zimbardo and his team wanted to see how ordinary people would change when confronted with power and authority. 24 healthy male students were selected for the experiment. Who would be a guard and who would be a prisoner was determined completely at random. The guards were given uniforms, sunglasses, and batons. The prisoners were given numbers, chains, and prison clothes, and thus a mock prison life began. The first few days were uneventful, but soon the influence of the roles became evident. The guards became authoritarian, even cruel. The prisoners became submissive, passive, and helpless. On the second day of the experiment, the prisoners rebelled. The guards suppressed the rebellion with fire extinguishers, solitary confinement, and other harsh measures. As the pressure increased, the prisoners' mental state rapidly deteriorated. Some cried, some had breakdowns, and some gave up resisting. Within just 4 days, 3 participants had to be removed due to severe psychological distress. What made the experiment even more striking was that Zimbardo was not just an observer, he assumed the role of prison superintendent, becoming part of the experiment himself. As a result, he did not intervene, even as the abuse unfolded before his eyes. It wasn't until an outside observer, Christina Maslach, reacted strongly to what was happening that the experiment was terminated on the 6th day, far earlier than planned. So what was the conclusion? The Stanford Prison Experiment showed us this truth. Power changes people. Authority can blind us. And under the right circumstances, an ordinary person can become both a torturer and a helpless victim. However, this experiment sparked major ethical debates, not just because of its results. Participants suffered severe psychological trauma. The reliability of the experiment was questioned. It was alleged that some guards were encouraged to act more aggressively through subtle prompts. For these reasons, the Stanford Prison Experiment remains one of the most criticized studies in the history of science. Even today, it raises the question, are we truly living as who we are, or are we shaped by the roles we are given?